Alright, good evening ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Ultimate Dirt TV. Tonight, bringing you the Dirt New Zealand Midget race live from the Limaland Motorsports Park. My name is Brett Wheeler. Thank you for joining me here on this Sunday evening / Sunday morning or Saturday night, depending on where you're watching from around the world. Drivers briefing just happening at the moment. Tonight we're going to see 3 heat races. Each driver will have 2 heat races. Groups have already been determined. We'll also have a dash no B main tonight needed, as there are only 15 drivers that have signed into the pits tonight, and then we'll get set for a main event later on. So it should be a good night of racing here. The Midgets, the first time they tackle the Limaland Motorsports Park live here on Ultimate Dirt TV, presented by the Dirt New Zealand, along with WP Concreting Virtual to Reality as well. So we'll throw the mics off for just a moment, as we're just waiting for heat race number 1 to start here in a couple of moments' time. ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Ultimate Dirt TV for round number 1 of the Dirt New Zealand Midgets here live from the Limaland Motorsports Park. As I said earlier on, we're getting set for race action. We'll go through your grids. Race number 1. All the cars to come out. So starting on the pole in car number 1 in the 01. It's going to be William Roberts Jr. who's outside the number 97 of Ben Morrison. Lining up at a position number 3, we see the 222 machine of Wayne Bengley. At a position 3, up at a position 4, sorry, the 77 of James Halliburton. At a position 5, it's going to be the 44 of Bailey Clive in car number 61. Stephen Farley at a position number 6. At a position 7, the 32 of Callan Arthur lines up alongside the 6 of, should be Cameron Dance. It is Cameron Dance out of position 8. At a position 9, car number 10, now alongside the 35. Is Isaac Edwards, and that's it, race number 1. Number 1 done and dusted. Race number 2 getting set to roll off here. Just running. In fact, we'll have it there for you. But right now, we're 16 of Robert Bowden. start on pole. And position 2, Murray Howe, car number 10. Position number 3, it's going to be the 30 of Colton Snyder. Position 4, the 32 of Colin Arthur. And position 5, and position number 6, it's going to be the 44 of Clive. Position 7, the 79, Ben McSweeney. And position 8, the 2 of Wayne Bingley. And position 9, the 05 of Jaden Ransley. And now at position number 10, it's going to be the 01 of William Robertson Jr. And that'll be heat race number 2 with another 10 laps on the board. We'll get the mic turned up for you there, and we should be loud. Right, so having a bit of a test 1 2 1 2. They should be a-okay right now. Alright, heat race number 2 getting set to roll off here at Limaland. As we're just waiting on the cars to roll off, so it'll be heat number 2. Awesome, good stuff. Thank you, Corey, for that one. So another 10 cars. So some of the drivers you may have just heard. In heat race number 1, each driver will get 2 heats. And Robert Bowden in the 16, as I said, he will line up. On pole. And McSweeney. Howe in the number 10 machine. He's going to start to his outside. Alright, getting set to roll off of turn number 4. 10 laps on the board. Keep an eye on the 30 of Cole Snyder on the American visitors here tonight, as we will complete the opening lap, and it's going to go to the 16 of Robert Bowden. But look at the 9 of McDonald right now on the inside. McDonald will take the lead into turn number 3 and 4. Bowden right back there in second. Good battle here with Howe in the number 10 machine as well. So lap 3 of this 10-lap feature race is in the books right now. Bowden and Howe side by side. Give it to the 10 of Howe for a moment before they go into 3 and 4. Top and a bottom group developing right now. So Bowden and Howe, they're going to have the 44 of Bailey Clive. Clive takes over position number 3 on the racetrack, and Bowden almost gets in to the left front. Now here comes Kalanaki in the 32 machine, halfway home, 5 down, 5 to run. You're looking at Bailey Clive on the inside, trying to get underneath the 10 of Murray Howe. 6 down, 4 to run. And heat race number 2. Clive has now got Callan Arthur in the 32. All over the back of him right now as they go into 1 and 2. There's a little bit of contact there. Arthur just got to the side of Clive, but they kept it going. No damage just yet. I believe we got 2 to run here in heat race number 2. Look at the left front pickup there from the 32 of Callan Arthur. Oh, there was nearly contact. He almost got into the back bumper there. Now this should be the white flag. Jordan McDonald right now your race leader into turn number 3 and 4. Should be for the final time if my math is correct. goes 1 lap too early, but McDonald will pick up the win in heat race number 2. Second is going to go to the 10 of Murray Howe. Third is going to be Bailey Clive. Fourth, Callan Arthur. Back to the 79 of McSweeney. 16 of Robert Bowden. The 05 of Jaden Ransley. But that will conclude heat race number 2. One more heat race left in tonight's program before we then get set into it should be a dash. I'm not sure whether this is going to be a 12 or 8 car, 10 car dash. I believe there was mention of a 12 car at the start of the night, but being seeing as though we've only got 15 drivers that have signed into tonight's pits, we're going to have to wait and find out. But heat race number 3 will be up next on the program, and we'll go through your lineup. I wish the track was like that on Thursday night. Well, it was a tough deal, that's for sure. Now, if you are watching, you want to let us know where you're watching from around the world, feel free to pop it in the chats and let us know who you're going for. Heat race number 3, the lineup will be like this. Car number 35, Isaac Edwards, will start on pole. To his outside the 05 of Jaden Ransley will start out of position number 2. The 6 of Cameron Dance will start out of position number 3. The 79, Ben McSweeney, out of position 4, Marley out of position 5. The 9 of Jordan McDonald will start out of position number 6. At a position 7, the 77 of James Halliburton will start 7. The 8 starting spot will go to the number 30 machine of Colton Snyder. And your last row 5 on the inside, car number 97, Ben Morrison will start out of position number 9. And starting out of position number 10 is going to be the 16 of Robert Bowden. In fact, I think the top 12 in points were scheduled to go on through, and if they had 20 or more cars, they were going to run a B main. But I think it might be 6 cars in tonight's dash. So we're just waiting on the cars to come back onto the racetrack, and then we'll get set into the 3rd and final heat race of the night. Alright, so if you do want to follow my schedule here, Sunday night 8:30 Eastern time for Americans. I will be live on the accelerated or Dirt Collective page for the VLR sprint cars. Monday night is a night off. Tuesday night I go with back here live on Ultimate Dirt TV. Wednesday night I go back to the accelerated, and then also over to the V2R for the Northwest Focus Midget Series. Thursday night, come back to Ultimate Dirt TV. Friday night, we go to Virtual 2 Reality. Saturday night, free. And Sunday afternoon / night, back here again on Ultimate Dirt TV. So here we go. Heat number 3, and we are green. So Jaden Ransley in the 05. It was the race leader at the 79 of Ben McSweeney. And we got a car upside down, that's Halliburton. But McSweeney, your race leader. The 05, Jaden Ransley rides back there in second, and the 97, Ben Morrison, who picked up heat race number 1. Back there in position number 3. Oh, Morrison makes a mistake, cuts the track, has to give up a couple of spots. So McDonald on the inside of Ransley. Battle for second and third on now. Jaden Ransley trying to work the top side of the racetrack. That's McDonald trying to run down your race leader of Ben McSweeney. Couple of teammates riding in the first and second at the moment. And Jaden Ransley, hang on. He's in third at the moment. Ransley hits the cushion and Diamonds are back down the racetrack to come underneath the 61 machine. 61 just rides into the right rear. And that's going to put that 61 upside down. Now, McDonald making a last ditch effort here to try and catch up to the 79 of McSweeney. McDonald goes to the high side in 1 and 2. McDonald now back to the low side at the line. That was close. Wow, what a finish that was. Who will get that one? That is going to be tough. So the 79 will pull up in position number 1. Position 2 will go to McDonald. The 05, Jaden Ransley gets third. 4th is going to be Robert Bowden. 5th is going to be the 97 of Ben Morrison. So it looks like, in fact, the 9 of Jordan McDonald will come away with 2 heat race wins here. Zane, I think there's one American in this field, and I believe that is Colton Snyder. But as far as I'm aware, the rest are most of the Kiwis. In fact, if not all of the Kiwis, I would be on the assumption. So that's heat race number. That's the 3 heat races done and dusted for tonight. So we're going to take a quick break here on Ultimate Dirt TV. We'll come back with tonight's dash. We're just going to play a couple ads and we'll be back in just a moment.
Midgets has been a blast. You can't compare it to any other sport out there. It's not like any ball sport or anything like that. When you're going down the straightaway at 100 plus miles an hour and you got a car that's 2 inches from you or less than a foot from you on the inside and you both go in and throw it into the corner, you just have to trust that it's going to stick.
Introducing a whole new form of racing to the best online racing simulation in the world. This is Dirt Racing on iRacing.com. Race online at some of America's most legendary dirt tracks, including Eldora and Williams Grove. iRacing is the premier online racing game featuring NASCAR, IndyCar, sports cars, and now World of Outlaws, the leading sanctioning body for dirt racing. iRacing is easy to use and features a centralized ranking system to make sure you have the best experience at any skill level. With a massive inventory of high-precision laser scan tracks and cars with an unmatched dedication to quality and detail, iRacing gives you the most authentic online racing experience available. Thanks to iRacing's dynamic track system, developed specifically for dirt racing, tracks change over the course of a race, just like your favorite dirt track on a Friday or Saturday night. From a slick racing groove all the way up to the cushion, iRacing's dirt tracks deliver non-stop racing action. Partnered with the World of Outlaws, iRacing is your source for the most authentic dirt racing experience available, featuring 4 brand new tracks and 11 new cars, including street stocks, Legends cars, late models, NASCAR trucks, winged and non-winged sprint cars, with much more on the way. Join the Dirt Revolution on iRacing.com and start slinging mud today.
iRacing, you wanted the best, you got them for abreast. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws.
I grew up in Northern California. My parents were just really big race fans and took my sister and I to sprint car races pretty much every Friday and Saturday night. So I did outlaw kart racing from 7 till I was 14. And then that's when I got into 360 and 410 wing sprint cars. There's just something about dirt racing that's just, you can't get anywhere else. I enjoy going back to race them whenever I can. I get to run about 20 to 25 dirt races a year and try and put on a show every time I'm there.
Battle for the lead. Kyle Larson to the inside of Shane Stewart. Slide job, no. Larson unable to complete the pass. He'll follow Shane Stewart down the back straightaway. Stewart makes the move to the inside of Craig Kinsler. Kyle Larson goes around the outside out of turn 4. You've got a new race leader. Kyle Larson from ninth leads on lap number 23.
I'm probably just a little more relaxed, I guess, at the dirt track just because it's for fun. Where the NASCAR stuff, it's points racing and a lot bigger sponsors and stuff you have to please and all that. You're there for 3 days a week, so your approach is a little bit different there, where sprint cars you're there for 5 or 6 hours and moving on to the next racetrack. So I've been on iRacing I think since 2009 or 10. Yeah, I remember starting out, I mean, as a rookie on there, in the legends and the late models and stuff like that. And that was fun to, have to try and get your licenses up and stuff. But it's amazing to me how, now that I get to race on a lot of the tracks that are on there, how to the T, similar because of the laser scanning and stuff like that. So all the bumps and all the visual aspects of it are very good. So when I first got to like K&N and then the Nationwide Series at the time, I would race iRacing all the time to learn as much as I could about the racetrack before I went to the actual racetrack to race. So to me, it's just for fun now. So I enjoy going on there. Actually, I don't enjoy going on there all the time because I don't win a lot. So it's frustrating to see myself struggle to run top 10 in an Xfinity race or something like that and get beat by Logan Seavey every time I run a sprint car. So the level of competition on iRacing is better than real life. I mean, you've got thousands of drivers on there that, a lot of them are probably better than the people you see on TV. They just haven't had the opportunities to make it, but can kick butt on there, and you can spend all day long running thousands of laps a day, so you can get your
When I was 16 years old, I was working in a Goodyear tire store, and my boss actually built an old dirt car, street stock Monte Carlo. Went with him one night, fell in love with it. It was a hell of a race, hell of a party, and a big fight afterwards. I was like, this is it. This is it for me. It wasn't long after that, I was driving an old 78 Camaro out of the weeds at that guy's farm. We pulled that thing out and made a race car out of it, and away we went. I think a driver has more to do with the equation going back and racing dirt, whether it's a modified, a late model. You can do more with the race car. The harder you drive it, a lot of times, the better it goes. You can crawl up on that wheel and feel like you made the difference at the end of the night. Asphalt car, you can't overdrive them. That was the first thing that I had to learn right off the bat is, oh my gosh, I've got to discipline myself, not overdrive this thing, and that's how you get the most out of it. Truth be told, communicating the right information to your crew and your crew chief so they can do their job and make their appropriate adjustments for you to go faster and do your job is probably 90% of the game in our world. I've always loved late models. My dream was to be a late model driver driving for a living across the country like Daryl and Don do that drive for me. I mean, that was, truth be told, that was my dream, I always wanted a semi. I always wanted a stacker trailer with 2 hot rods in it, and let's go racing. Let's take off with your buddies and go race and chase that dream. Never in a million years did I think it would turn into a Cup Series, and I actually have an opportunity to own 2 dirt late model teams. When you think of iRacing, you don't think of a video game. It's not. It's way above and beyond any of that. Dirt racing changes so much. The track changes so much. Being able to capture that, to experience all those details that surround dirt racing and make dirt racing what it is what makes iRacing so cool, because they did nail all of that. I knew when they came to our shop and scanned cars and went to the detail of getting that car right, I knew that it was going to be over the top, because it blew my mind just the work that went into making sure the car itself was legit. This sport has been around a long time. The competition can't be replaced, and that's what brings people back to the racetrack week in and week out.
Hey guys, Christopher Bell here. As you guys know, iRacing is coming out with dirt, and it's been a long time coming. So I'm here today to kind of show you around the sprint cars and hopefully give you some insight for whenever you first drive it. So here we are at Williams Grove, gonna go out and make a couple laps in the 410 wing sprint car. I'm on default setup with a gear change to a 522. As we roll out of the pits, you guys might notice that the car wants to pull left and you have to hold the steering wheel right to go straight. That's normal for a sprint car because you have so much stagger, it's always trying to turn the car left. Once you get up to speed, that goes away. Going down the straightaways, Williams Grove has really long straightaways and really tight corners. The big wings on the sprint cars, it always wants to pull you left into the corner, so it doesn't take much steering wheel input to get the car into the corner. A big key for the wing sprint cars is that they always like to go straight. They don't like to be too sideways. So the less steering wheel input you can have and the straighter you can keep the car, the faster you'll go. As the track slickens off, you'll be able to play with the setup to get the car driving even straighter yet. And that's a couple laps around Williams Grove. So here we are at Eldora Speedway. I'm on baseline setup with a gear change to a 511. As we roll out at Eldora Speedway, one thing that you'll notice is that the corners are really sweeping and it's almost a circular shape. The big thing about Eldora is just keeping that steering wheel straight. The straighter you keep the wheel and the less steering input that you give the car, the faster you'll go. The fast line around Eldora will be right around the inside wall in the corners and then with a big arc towards the outside walls down the straightaways. Then once the track slicks off, you'll be able to follow the groove up towards the outside wall, where the famous Eldora High Line comes into play. So now we're
Alright, we are back now live on Ultimate Dirt TV. Round number 1 of the Dirt New Zealand Midgets here at the Limaland Motorsports Park. We are getting set for the pole shuffle. Coming up here in just a moment, so your top 6 drivers. And the first couple of cars out, you will see the 79 of Ben McSweeney line up alongside the 32 of Callan Arthur. So 2 laps, the winner will advance, the loser will start out of position number 6. So we get set here for the first of 5 pole shuffles. Live here on Ultimate Dirt TV. And we thank you for your coverage wherever you're watching from around the world. There we go, 2 laps on the board. Arthur and McSweeney. McSweeney ducks to the low side over turn number 2 into 3 and 4 for the first time here in tonight's pole shuffle. The white flag is out. As the track a little bit worn out after the heat race, the guys were able to go out there and tear it up a bit, but into turn 3 and 4 for the final time. Pole shuffle number 1 belongs to the 79 of Ben McSweeney. Callan Arthur will start out of position number 6. So out rolls the number 10 of Murray Howe. Howe will have lane choice over McSweeney. And looks like Murray Howe is going to go to the outside line. We'll go around one more time. And then we're told green off turn 4. So into 3 and 4. Howe in the show here, weeks number 10. McSweeney in that Phoenix Sports Furniture Row number 79. Furniture Hub, sorry. McSweeney getting a good launch through the middle. Howe trying to work to the outside in turns 3 and 4. 1 down, 1 to run. Oh, Murray Howe is just going to send it, but it is not going to be good enough. As McSweeney will advance. And that will bring another competitor out onto the racetrack. In car number 97, it's going to be Ben Morrison. You might be wondering why he's revving the crap out of his engine. Well, if you're not on iRacing, or if you're new to iRacing, the fuel has been fixed. And you make it so you can put in a certain amount of gallons. So we get set. McSweeney and Morrison, the battle of the bends. Morrison on the top side in the black and yellow, and McSweeney in the blue and white machine into 3 and 4. They are side by side. This is a dead heat run. I'll give it to Morrison as he leads the opening lap. 1 down, 1 to run. Morrison has got that thing pinned on the high side right now. Into 3 and 4. Here comes McSweeney and Mo. What a race. Morrison gets the win. McSweeney will start position number 4. And Morrison will continue. And out rolls the 44 of Bailey Clive. So an awesome race in the pole shuffle. As Bailey Clive is going to opt to choose the inside line. Nope, he's choosing the outside. Make your mind up, boys. We're going out of turn number 4. Morrison on the inside in the black and yellow. Clive in the blue and white machine on the outside. Another 2 laps. Winner will advance to a front row starting position. We are green here at Limaland. Our second last pole shuffle of the night. Morrison slides up in front of Clive. Clive is going to come back underneath him down the back straight away. Into 3 and 4, Clive with a slide job. Morrison hits the cushion and drives it back down the racetrack. The great battles, they go into 1 and 2. Clive going to keep it on the low side. He's going to slide through the middle now. Morrison gets the run coming off 2. Into 3 and 4, Clive slided. No, Morrison picks up the win. Clive will start position 3. And Morrison will advance to the front row. Where he starts, we'll find out, because out rolls the number 9. Jordan McDonald. So the winner will start pole. The loser will start out of position number 2. They're going to go around one more time, and after this one we'll get into tonight's main event. It should be an absolute beauty. Morrison and McDonald. Off a turn 4, they hit the white line together, the invisible white line that is, and Morrison going to slide up to the cushion. McDonald going to keep it on the low side into turn number 3 and 4, and he's going to slide through the middle and slide up. Morrison taps the brakes, hits the cushion. Lap 1 belonged to, I think, Morrison at the naked eye. Morrison and McDonald off a turn number 2 into 3 and 4. Side by side, this is for pole position. Oh, there is contact. McDonald gets the win. Morrison, he will start position number 2. And what a drive from the 97 of Morrison. But there is the car that will start on the pole for tonight's main event. The number 9 of Jordan McDonald. As we will take one last quick commercial break. In fact, we're going to leave the cars on screen, and we will be back with our feature race lineup here in just a moment.
other sport out there. It's not like any ball sport or anything like that. When you're going down the straightaway at 100 plus miles an hour and you got a car that's 2 inches from you or less than a foot from you on the inside, and you both go in and throw it into the corner, you just have to trust that it's going to stick.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Ultimate Dirt TV as we get set for the feature race for the Dirt New Zealand round number 1 here live from the Limaland Motorsports Park. The Midgets are getting set for their feature race in just a moment's time, and we can tell you the drivers are just about to get their stuff sorted out, and they are going to go into a 4-wide salute. Drivers will be doing a 4-wide salute. Just get a bit of a refreshment up here in the Ultimate Dirt TV booth. Thank you for joining us on this Sunday around the globe. So we'll wait for the drivers to get on the racetrack, and I think we got 12 or 13 drivers left in tonight's series. 12, I reckon. Let's see. So they're waiting to come out of pit road at the moment. So if you just joined us, you've just missed the heat races and the pole shuffle. The pole shuffle was absolutely fantastic. And you'll be able to rewatch these live right after the broadcast is finished. waiting on drivers to get everything sorted out, and it looks like there's 12 drivers that are about to come out onto the racetrack right now. As you see, these drivers start to make up the 4 wide salute. How about the front row? We're going to have Jordan McDonald and Ben Morrison. We'll have Sweeney and Bailey Clive as well. And we'll have Howe, Callan Arthur. Those are your top 6 from the pole shuffle. The drivers going 4 wide around the Limaland Motorsports Park. You see what it means to some of these drivers. And so now start to break away from tradition. And we are getting set for a 35 lap main event to come here. Live on Ultimate Dirt TV, round number 1, and drivers will go back to the pits and they'll send this into a race session, and then it is going to be on like Donkey Kong. So the Dirt New Zealand having their first race of the season. Now it's all up to race control to roll it over, and then we'll have our 35 lap main event here in just a moment. Alright, we're back here live on Ultimate Dirt TV, from the Limaland Motorsports Park. We want to thank a couple of sponsors. We want to thank the Dirt New Zealand for allowing Ultimate Dirt TV to cover tonight's action. We want to thank WP Concreting as well, one of the sponsors, and we also want to thank Virtual to Reality. Please feel free to go and give those sponsors alike on their social media pages, along with liking Ultimate Dirt TV if you already haven't. Share the page around, share the video around. We're getting set to go 35 laps in distance. The first couple of laps that will take around just to get the grids sorted out here. So the drivers will roll off for the first time. They'll roll off around the base truck, the iRacing official base truck, for 2 laps. When they get the green, it will not be green. That's when the drivers will split. The drivers will come to their correct spots, and then you'll see on lap number 4 complete, you'll have the drivers getting the green flag off at turn number 4. So this is tonight's main event. Who is going to pick up round number 1 of this series? So we're about to find out in just a few short moments. Pre-race favourite would definitely have to be the number 9 of Jordan McDonald. I think the podium will go this way. I think McDonald will win, and then I think we'll have Morrison and McSweeney. So that is not the official green flag. These drivers will have 5 laps to come around and get everything sorted. And it's important that these drivers do not stop on the racetrack, otherwise it will mess everything up. So we'll see our grid starting to form up here. So if you're still in the chat, hit the thumbs up. We're going to see those thumbs up going across the screen as we get set for round number 1 of the New Zealand Midgets here from Limaland. So the grid looks set. Hopefully we get to go green very, very shortly. So McDonald and Morrison, Clive and McSweeney, Howe and Arthur, your top 3. Then you go back to Bowden and Ransley, Barley, and the 77 of Halliburton, Roberts as well. Waiting one more time to go around. No, in fact, we're going green off at turn number 4. We are racing in McDonald, goes straight to the cushion. And from here on out, caution laps will count. Morrison as well, gone to the top side. Clive gets a bad push. Oh, here comes Callan Arthur McSweeney as well. Throw his name into the mix. Callan Arthur through the middle. Oh, there's contact. Jaden Ransley,
yellow.
The 79 of McSweeney. We got another car into the wall. It's the 01. William Roberts Jr. as well. So the 05, Jaden Ransley, he's found himself back on pit road as the drivers will double up. And the 79 of McSweeney, in fact, just going past the pace car. But the lights are out as we get set to go green off at turn number 4. McDonald, Morrison and Clive, your top 3. McDonald stands on the gas.
Green flag, green flag.
Morrison a couple of car lengths away as they go into turn 1 and 2. Morrison in second, third is going to be Bailey Clive as those are your top 3. No change from the restart. Oh, we've got a car upside down. It's going to be the 77 of James Silver, and he's back to the pits. McDonald, they hit the wall in turns 1 and 2, and the 97 is starting to catch him, I think. Morrison, he was a tenth quicker on the last lap. That's how fast he was. Oh, McDonald! Did he not change his fuel? McDonald is done for. Bump Ben Morrison to the race lead. I'll talk about having a bit of luck there from the 97. Calvin Harper in third place right now. The battle for fourth and fifth between Bowden and Clive. Bowden on the inside, Clive at the 44. So can confirm the 9 of McDonald running out of fuel early on, so not filling up the tank. Wow. Big controversy. The yellow is out as Morrison, your race leader. He's been super fast here tonight. He's been consistent, and that's what you want to be. I believe he's picked up a second and a first. So confirming the 9 of McDonald, your race leader, out of fuel. So I've got the cars left on the racetrack. In fact, I believe there's 8 or 9. Morrison, your race leader, Harley second, Callan Arthur in third, Ben McSweeney in the 79, Murray Howe in car number 10, rounding up the top 5.
Hang on, we're not going green.
So not going green this time either. The pace truck will come back out onto the racetrack. And Callan Arthur, we're going to ride on board. We're going to go on the right front suspension. We're set to go green on turn 4. 20 laps left to run here. We'll just see how close we can get. In fact, I go Ben Morrison's left rear just to watch how close.
Yellow flag is out.
Yellow is out. Ben Morrison, your race leader, will continue to have command of the field. So a couple of cautions already. As you see, a couple of cars already back in pit road. In fact, we've got 8 cars left on the racetrack at the moment. We're gonna go on board with Ben Morrison. Again, we'll have a look just at some of the different views that we've got. Obviously, sitting on top of the roll cage. The right front suspension. We got the right rear suspension. We got the left front suspension. We're gonna stay on the view of the left rear for Morrison.
Hang on, we're not going green.
So, no green just yet. So, it'll be 15 laps left to run here in the main event. The lights should be out on the pace track. Ben Morrison
Green's out, green
gets us
flag,
back
green flag.
underway. See how close the right rear does get. See that outside wall. It's fairly close, I'm not going to lie. Morrison is starting to drive away from the field right now. Good battle going on for third. Callan Arthur trying to hang on. McSweeney starting to rhythm in on the top side of the racetrack. You got Murray Howe and Robert Bowden in the 16. Bowden on the inside. The only driver making the low side work at the moment. Well, here comes Bowden on the inside. It's showing that Bowden is a lap down, so the drivers on the lead lap. All one at the top of the racetrack. McSweeney trying to wheel in your race with your third place car of Callum Arthur. Well, we can tell you, Barley's starting to close in on Ben Morrison here with 9 to run. Barley's been the quicker of the 2 drivers so far over the past couple of laps. There was 3/1000 of a second in between those drivers as they come out of turn number 4 last time by. You see just how close it is. Morrison has picked it up by 1/10.5 right now. Callan Arthur in 13.2s. McSweeney in the 12.9s at the moment. Arthur trying to hang on to a 3rd place. Five to run.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
Tonight's feature event. Whoa, that's going to set us up for a green-white checker. Looks like the 44 of Bailey Clive. Let's wait for the base truck to come out onto the racetrack. And in fact, it's probably going to set us up for a 1-lap shootout right now. Hopefully we're on 2 to green right now, because if we are, we get a 1-lap dash. If they're sitting on pacing, it will end the night. So worst case scenario, it'll be done and dusted. Best case scenario, we get 1 lap. And the lights on the pace truck turn off. We get a 1-lap dash to determine who will take out round number 1 of the series. Morrison in the 97. He's had that high line work and he dives it down.
Green flag,
The low side off the turn number 4 and goes straight to the cushion at 1 and 2. He's got 2 more corners to negotiate. Into 3, 4 for the final time. Slider coming. No, Morrison gets the win. Second is Lee Barley. Third is going to be Callan Arthur. We go back to Ben McSweeney, Murray Howe, Isaac Edwards. In fact, let's have a look at our finishing results. Ben Morrison will pick up the win. Stephen Marley second. Callan Arthur third. McSweeney, Murray Howe rounds out the top 5. Isaac Edwards, Robert Bowden, Bailey Klein, William Roberts Jr., Jordan McDonald rounds out the 10th spot. And over the page, James Halliburton, Jaden Ransley, Wayne Pengley, Colton Snyder, and Cameron Dance. Those 3 drivers did not turn a lap. So we get set for an interview with our top 3. Alright, so we are going to have a chat with our winner first. We'll bring in tonight's feature race winner in the 97, Ben Morrison. Congratulations, Ben. That was a race that you were very fortunate to take the lead in.
Yeah, I thought Jordan was pretty fast at the start of the race, and then I saw he only put 3 gallons in it. So yeah, and then from then on it was just a ride home.
And you talk about that last lap there. You had 5 to go. The caution comes out, and you have a 1-lap dash. What was going through the mind there at the end?
Well, I was really hoping there wouldn't be a yellow, but I knew if I just got a good start, I knew he'd throw a slider on the last corner, but I knew if I ran the top, I'd still get the drive off into the onto the front straight and get them.
Alright, man. You got any sponsors? Let me get in the right thing. You got any sponsors or shout outs you want to give?
Just my team, MFR Racing, and all the sponsors that help our team out. So yeah, that's about it.
Alright, Ben Morrison comes away with the win. We'll bring the driver on the 61, Stephen Barley. Barley, congratulations on the second place here tonight.
Thanks, mate.
You had to work for that one tonight. You started, I think, about row 4 or 5, and had you make your way through the field?
I was pretty lucky with that early incident there. Pretty lucky to miss it, actually. Yeah, it was tough chasing Ben down, that's for sure. He can definitely pedal a midget.
And what's it like running a midget around here, with the cushion so big and the wall so close?
It's hard work. My arms are sore. Put it that way.
Right, man. You got any sponsors or shout out you want to give?
Yeah, Adam from Super F Series Spares, Haulaway, and just the Team Mercury boys for working on the sets during the week, which was a big help.
Alright, Stephen Barley comes home in second place. And coming home in third place is Callan Arthur. Callan, you made your way from the third row up to position 3 there. Talk about your race there at the start.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. I kind of just figured if I stayed out of trouble, I could have come away with a decent result. And yeah, I was hoping to start up a bit further, but messed up in the pole shuffle there.
And what are these midgets like around Limaland? Are they fun to drive?
They're definitely a handful. Yeah, I haven't really got my head around it yet. Still working on setups and stuff to try and make it a bit easier, but I think we're starting to head in the right direction.
Alright, man, look well on and start the series with the third place finish. Any sponsors that you want to thank?
Yeah, I'd just like to thank Team Mercury, Super F Series Spares, and Dirt Division.
Alright, there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Ben Morrison comes away with the win. Second, Stephen Barley. Third, Callan Arthur. Fourth, Ben McSweeney. Murray Howe rounded up the top 5. Well, that will conclude round number 1 of the Dirt New Zealand Midget Series at Limaland Motorsports Park. Round number 2 next week, same time, same channel, different track, same cars. We look forward to your company here on Ultimate Dirt TV. Once again, a big thank you to our sponsors, Virtual 2 Reality, WP Concreting, the Dirt New Zealand, and all of the sponsors here at Ultimate Dirt TV. If you're looking at sponsoring the Ultimate Dirt TV, feel free to message the page and we'll have a chat with you guys. But that will be round number 1 done and dusted. On behalf of everyone here at Ultimate Dirt TV, my name is Brett Wheeler, signing off for tonight, saying good night, and we'll see you back live on Ultimate Dirt TV from Tuesday night.